Hey, it's me, Parker, and welcome back to the stream. Hello. Hello, Drachwax. Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for tuning in. How's it going? Choop. So, let me change the music pretty quickly. Give me a second. Because I actually got some new royalty-free music, which we're gonna plug in a second. Give me a second. I just forgot to copy it over. No. Okay. Now gonna have to check out local music, royalty free. There we go. Okay. So, just a bit bored while playing single player MC. Well, still, thank you so much for tuning in. Glad you're here. The White Shadow 3, moin, and welcome to the stream. So, today is the day we're gonna finally work a little bit on some Satisfactory mods live on stream, which we haven't done since quite some time, probably about a month. So let me boot up right front relation pretty quickly, and then we're gonna tune over. Peter Cashel, welcome! Happy New Year's, Pana, to you too, Peter Cashel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know it's late, but yeah, you know too, right? So, thanks for coming on. So guys, for today I got a rather hot cup of tea and some sparkling water. No Spezi today, no Spezi. I know it's gonna be frustrating, but hey, still. So, okay, so the things we actually wanted to do, theoretically, would be first of all trying to do some bug fixing. So for that, we've got add a way to control, no, there. So I was able to fix the mysterious inventory bug, but now we also have like this issue here, which is already known for quite some time. But Grey Diamond added an issue report some days ago. And yeah, we want to try. We want to figure out if we can do something about it. I mean, it would be cool. We just don't know if it will ever happen. It's as simple as that. So, okay. So the problematic guy would be this boy here, the buildable lights control panel. And like what we are used to do is in here we have like is light enabled, is time of day aware, intensity, quite some controls that are related to the light source control data itself, and something within the panel itself. The weird thing is that if we're gonna call these one of these functions like set light enabled or the set light control data, nothing actually happens with the connected with connected lamps. So got something in my throat today, I don't know. And we're gonna have to figure out what to do so that the lamps actually update with the new data. So we have the buildable control panel host, and if we... the cursor disappears from time to time. I don't know to where the cursor disappears, but the cursor disappears from time to time. Which actually annoys me quite a bit. Because like no cursor means nothing to write. Nothing works. There we go. It's finally here. So, and the buildable lights control panel comes from the buildable host. And the buildable host has a function that allows us to get controlled buildables, where we then can try to get all the buildables of type like of a light thingamajig. So the only real thing I can think of that we're gonna try out is we're gonna get the control buildables and set the light data ourselves. That's the only option I can see right now, honestly. So if we go over to our static reflection source, we have like our set is light enabled stuff. So we can ignore that because that's like for getting is light enabled, but we're gonna have to change this self set light enabled. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna grab some UObjects, which is light, get controlled buildables from ourself. Is it really readable with that background? That's a post-processing effect for streaming. It's not within the IDE. I mean, I can make it even darker. But like, some people are kind of annoyed by it and some people love it. I mean, I like it and I can read it, honestly. Hence my tutorials and stuff also usually have this transparency going on. So I'm not too bothered, honestly. I mean, you don't really have to like it that much, I guess. But like, many people like it, so if you like it, great. If you don't, well, then I'm sorry. Anyway, so get controlled builders. So what it wants is now like the class type, and there is a class which is AFG buildable light source. So we're just gonna take the class of it, and with that we're gonna have all the different, we should have all the different lights. Okay, we actually get a AFG buildable, so it's not that big of a deal. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cast that to a light source. And what we can do then is we can, well, set light enabled, and then val. The biggest problem of all okay, no, set light enabled should be fine apparently. But set color from slot has to be 0, which is very interesting, honestly. And something I did not really expect. But anyway, I'm fine with it, honestly. Okay, so then is time of day aware. So that's now related to the control data. Very important. So that means we're gonna set light control data. Honestly, like, that's rather obvious in my opinion. Like, this is the lights control panel and not a light, okay? And then we got set light control data. The name would make sense, but then if you read the comment, set the control data for this light in one go. Prefer this multiple. It looks to me like it's just copied out from the buildable light from the light source, honestly. Because like here it makes sense, but over there it's a control panel. I don't like the implementation, especially since like calling set light control data on the control panel doesn't update the data on all the different lights. Apparently, this is done within the UI code, which is freaking annoying. And in my opinion, not good designed. But it probably is just a quick thing, even though I think it sounds more troublesome to do, to then like get all the lights and then do a for loop and then call the RCO objects for the RPCs on all the different lights then in the UI code. Sounds more troublesome than just like adding this simple for loop into the set light control data. Sometimes, I guess sometimes programmers do very stupid things. I mean, I do that too, very often, but you know what I mean, right? Just noticed, by the way, that I want to copy this here. It's funny, I didn't realize that I had to set this to 0, but I apparently had to set that to 0. Probably because some replication stuff happens, I don't know. But like, it has to be set to async for whatever reason. Don't ask me why, I do not know. But okay. So we are in, which is good. And actually I realized we got like the position. Why do we not? Well, I guess the entire OOP design is wrong, like how they structured their entire software. What do you mean? I mean, honestly, it's not that honestly, I don't think that it is that bad. Like, got our buildable light source, extends from the different things, or like our control panel. I mean, honestly, I don't think that the OOP is that wrong. Do you mean this here? Do you mean this here? Because that's not the actual software. So like, we are modifying an existing game called Satisfactory. We are writing mods for it called, and the mod we are working on it right now is called FicsIt-Networks. And I have to do weird shit to be able to do what I want to do. I cannot do a normal OOP approach here. But that's not like what we want here in this case anyway. Like, this here is some declarative syntax I created to be able to know the UE source code. Oh, you mean the UE source code? The problem is, the entire OOP design is wrong. Like how this structures the entire software. I don't really agree with that. Like, there is not the way to program OOP. There is not the way to program structured. I don't criticize your code. I mean, even if you did, I just would explain to you why I chose the things I chose. I've been here for only 5 minutes. yeah. It's just like, even if you would criticize me, I would then just explain why I had my decisions. And like, we can have a valid argument about how to do things, and then maybe get some ideas out of that to then next time do things better. I'm open for suggestions. I mean, I'm mostly a hobby-trained programmer. Well, I also kind of did programming as for a living for some time, for like 3 years in an apprenticeship, and then some months after that. But the apprenticeship didn't really taught me anything about programming. Mostly about project management, whatever. But yeah, it's not. I don't really. Honestly, I like. For example, if I would have to I prefer Unreal Engine a lot over Unity. I hate Unity. Unity is garbage. For me, in my opinion, as my kind of programmer. I mean, I don't say that Unity is garbage, but in my preference, Unity is garbage. Like, it doesn't fill my preferences, essentially, okay? That's what I want to say. Like, there are opinions. And everyone is free to have some opinions. There is some bullshit stuff you can say, because because some stuff is factually wrong. But especially in stuff like software architecture, in my opinion, a lot is more opinion-based than preference-based, because there are so many different ways to approach the same problem. It's not good as well. Every kind of software is just terrible. We have to agree, and that's fact. Every software is bullshit. Every software is garbage. There is not a single software that exists that's flawless or that's perfectly written with every paradigm in mind or whatever. Such a software doesn't exist. But hey, it's just like I just want to say I mean, like, if in that approach, yeah, okay, but like if you just say it a little bit different, then I would say like I don't really have that big of a problem with the way Unreal Engine handles its OOP stuff. I mean, it's rather fine to me, honestly. I mean, it may look a bit weird because they have their reflection system, which limits you a little bit and makes some stuff a bit weirder, because then you have some more rules you have to apply. But then you have to say, like, you have a reflection system within C++ without the use of any special kind of compiler. We just use Clang or Visual C++ or whatever you want. It works flawless. Like, we can use any kind of compiler, and we still have like a nice reflection system. Well, we have a small little header tool for macro analyzing and some code generation there. But like, it's not a compiler or whatever. It's a small C# program. So yeah, I mean, I'm like, but like the benefit I get out of there, I love it. But I mean, as said, it's preference-wise, could say. So it's just that I would not say that how Unreal Engine does OOP is inherently bad. That's not. It's just that I want to. That's just what I would want to say. That the Unreal Engine's OOP design is not really that bad. Like, could you explain a little bit more what you exactly dislike about how Unreal Engine handles some OOP stuff? Can you explain it? No, not that how you did. But you said, well, I guess the entire OP design is wrong of Unreal Engine. I mean the entire object-oriented programming. Oh, so you mean that they have used OOP and not how they did OOP? Did you mean that? The fact that they used OOP, that's what you say is wrong. Is that what you mean? Yes. Yeah, then like, I guess that's more preference-wise then. Because like, you have to always think about what a given software wants to achieve, especially if you talk about a framework. Does it want to be the most performant? No. Does it want to be one of the most user-friendliest ones? Also no. What does Unreal Engine want to be? It wants to find a good balance between those two. And so there you have to sacrifice it. And like, it's just that OOP is the most common programming paradigm you can find. And many developers don't even consider to program structurized or even data orientated. I'm sorry, that's just how programmers think. Why not most performant? It's a game engine. Because a game engine is not there to be the most performant thing. The job of a game engine is to help you as a developer to get quicker to your target. For example, you could write your own, you could write everything from scratch yourself with the Vulkan and whatever. You can write all of that yourself, and it's blazingly performant, but it's slow as fuck. Or you can even make it all of yourself and make it slow as fuck, but you were rather quick to develop for it. And the job of a game engine is to make your life as a programmer easier. It's not there to make it the fastest thing. It probably wants to be one of the fastest, but that's not the main target. That's not the main goal of a framework. A framework's job is to make your job as a programmer easier. Well, it could probably work up to 1,000 times faster with a different design and implementation. Yes, probably. I mean, okay, well, 1,000 times. I actually would not say that. Honestly, I would not say that because I have experimented a little bit there around. I would not say that's that much. I mean, okay, maybe doubled, maybe twice as fast. You don't have to trade software being fast with making it more productive. Yes, you don't, but that's not really what I would say. Like, it's like common knowledge that usually the more lower you go in your development, the more control you have over the different systems, the more you can optimize as a programmer program your stuff. So it's often the case that, like, if you want something blazingly fast, you want to go a step lower. Like, if you want to, like, like if you go into an embedded system, if you want to something power like that doesn't consume much energy or something, you try to minimize the instructions as much as you can, so you probably even go for assembly instead. But like that makes your work as a programmer much more difficult and takes way more time. So it's always just balancing out the different things. And like, I don't think that that they did OOP by itself is that bad, honestly. It's always depends. Like they could have chosen data-oriented programming over OOP programming. Okay, but I really would say that many developers would not use the Unreal Engine then, because they have to adapt for a completely new paradigm. That's not what I would like. That's not really what I would want. Like, I would still want the people to simply try to use the Unreal Engine then, but like, it's just that there are many people out there not to make a performant game. Like, even in the tool sets Epic Games develops for Unreal Engine, many of those tools are actually targeted for designers, for artists, instead of programmers. Because that's what they try to do. They want to make the process of developing a game easier. They don't want to create the fastest thing. And as said, like, you can always say something is bad. Like, you could write an assembly, lol. Yeah, you could, but you don't, because it's fucking annoying and a nightmare to have to like get the full picture of a software that complex like a game engine. It's just like OOP is not bad. OOP has certainly its key points. Data-oriented programming also is not bad. It has its benefits. The key ingredient is mixture. You have to mix all the different paradigms together to create a good product, in my opinion. Really has nothing to do with assembly. No, it has. Because your argument is that OOP is bad because using OOP decreases performance. And you would have to use a different paradigm then. I mean, okay, you can certainly measure that. That's certainly the case. With different ways of programming, like data-oriented programming, you increase performance. I'm using OOP with Lua and FicsIt-Networks. Yeah, and I made that thing, and I can say, like, Lua is not made for OOP. This is like a small little tumor that, like, the whole OOP thing in Lua is like a small little tumor that sits beside the actual Lua language. Whatever. Well, we mixed the software paradigm up to this point, and even simple Windows server works orders of magnitude slower. True. I totally agree with that. Like, I also don't like that people start to write REST APIs with fucking JavaScript. Why? Or with Python. This doesn't get into my mind. Well, okay, for Python I actually can see quite some reasons, but JavaScript I cannot see much of a reason to do so. Python actually can see some reasoning behind that, but also not much. But JavaScript I cannot see any. Like Python, okay, just I cannot see any. But like, that's just the world we live in, honestly. But yeah, back to the argument. So like, so it's just that I would not say that OOP is bad in by itself, because it makes like the life of programmers quite easier, and you can go your status-oriented or oriented programming, structured programming way, sure. But like, it makes the life a bit more difficult. That's just all I want to say. Well, we mixed the software program up. Yeah, sorry. Rereading a message. It's just like, what I want to say is it's a balance you have to achieve. And I'm not quite sure how Unreal Engine handles some stuff into like really deep in its backend. But like maybe they use there some data structured or data-oriented programming. Could be the case, I'm not quite sure. But that could be the case. I just want to say that OOP is not really bad. Because if you say OOP is bad, then you also have to say that data-oriented programming is bad, that structured programming is bad. Because everything in existence has pros and cons, and you have weighed them out. And the best approach for all the different things, in my opinion, is to find a balance by using to try to use many of them, and then balance out where do you want to use what. And then go from there on out. But not in terms of abstractions layers, because the more abstractions layer there is, the more different conversion steps there usually are, and that makes it slower, obviously. So I mean, a proper mixture of both systems. That's what you actually want. It's not you want to choose OOP over data-oriented programming or data-oriented programming over OOP. What you want is to choose both. That's at least my philosophy of programming. Same as for languages. I hate general purpose programming languages. I absolutely hate those. It's really hard to discuss this stuff with writing it. Whatever. Okay, whatever. But like I said, like same like in my like I hate general purpose programming languages because like those tend many programmers to say, okay, they only need to learn one language like C# and they can do everything, because you can actually do anything with those languages. With C# you can do embedded programming, you can do desktop development, you can even do web development with ASP.NET or mobile development with Xamarin. You can do all of that, but like your how is it called? Like jack of all trades, I think it's called in English. Kentrox, thank you much for following. Welcome to the Coders Club. Jack of all trades. So those programming languages are jack of all trades, but like that means these languages are able to do everything, but they are not good in anything. But they are not the best in anything. Okay, so. What my philosophy is, I would rather want to use the multiple different languages in the same project for the different things I want to, for the different problems I want to solve. I approach each problem like I don't say, okay, I'm using this language for all my for the whole project. No, I rather would want to say like, okay, we have like this small little project here, which is part of the giant software architecture here, what we're gonna have here, and this thing here has to be written in a given language, e.g. in C++ or whatever. Like Unreal Engine itself is not written in C++. I mean, well, most of it itself, yes, but Unreal Engine itself doesn't work without all the other different tool sets they have provided so that you can work with the Unreal Engine. Like they actually use quite some C# for custom built tools for their like the Unreal build tool. Like the whole build system works on a small on their own utility, the Unreal build tool, and that is written in C#, because I guess It's easier to write stuff like that doesn't have to be that performant, because it's a development tool, so there we can say, okay, you have more time. In runtime it's a bit different. So they probably chose then C# because it's easier to develop something like that for it. Probably, it's just a guess, but I guess that's one of the reasons. And then you have like all the different libraries that can be in a lot of different languages. And like the key to a good software product, in my opinion, is not choosing one thing over the other. Don't choose a paradigm over another. Don't choose a programming language over another. Try to use for each thing the best thing you can do. Like you can use, like for this, use data-oriented programming. For that, use object-oriented programming. In the same program, it can work. You just have to figure out how you can get both things to work coherently with each other in one united system and not as competing systems. Gosh. Okay, so back to our actual topic, okay? So, we copied now those things in here with our loops and stuff. So actually we just need to debug that then. But I also just got an issue over on Discord reported. So they have the prefab sign data, and then they set the sign data background. Oh, I think that's not how it works though. Prefab sign data. It's actually not really what I wanted to do. Prefab sign data. There it is. Okay, now there is a background, and you can get the background from it. Can we check out the linear color? Like begin struct linear color RGBA. But like, wait, hold on. This here reports a bad argument 3 to new index. Instance is invalid. The third argument of new index is itself the name and the value, and the third is then the value. So the third thing should be this guy here, and it's complaining about an invalid instance. So this is related. Okay, we're gonna have to check out our Lua stuff. Our Lua structs over there. So there should be... So there is struct, and then there is new index. And then we say... Okay, we get here, that's the struct, that's our own table reference. And then we say toString, so we get the member name. And then we try to find a struct. Okay, but that's not what we get here. So what we then do is we say Lua find set member. Our execution consists of the structure pointer. We have a member name, and it's not a class instance. And we're searching for a given type. So we try to find a given property. And then we set the value. But first we say lure to network value. I'm gonna have to wait till we are in game so then I can can I use the debugger there, because otherwise I have some problems there. Sorry, guys. With my explanations on how I've used quite some programming stuff, did I scare people away? Like 0 Day, did I scare you away? Or Will Woodward? Drachma X still here? So hold on a second. I think I have an idea what maybe go wrong here. So the issue is that it tries to get like some information. Drachwex is still here. Great. Just wanted to ask if you're still here. How do you do? Were you able to read some manga or some or some novels again? Always opening that. So, okay, guys. So it tries to read like any lure value as a network value, and then it tries to set the data in the property. The problem is our systems don't work like that. First of all, holy shit. And the problem is I also cannot dig that up because there is a stupid bastard inside. And it's framey. The game is framey. Can I kill that guy? No, I cannot. Yeah, a bit of mangus and sporing the entire day. So wait, you're just... Is it just a bit and the rest of the time you were bored? Or is it boring because of boringness? That's the main question, you know? I need a network manager. Okay. Fuck. I love it. Great Diamond, what you doing? Trying to fix to fix two things. First of all, the issue report regarding the lights controller. I mean, I already was aware of them, but it didn't work out as planned. And the issue just showed on you just sent on Discord. While borrowing the entire day while being bored, read a bit of manga. Do some programming. Didn't you want to work on your DB, on your novel DB? Don't do it in C++. The fuck? Please. I would recommend you to do it in Go or whatever, and use PostgreSQL as a database or whatever. So, okay. Component.proxy, getting that, local sign, and then we got like get prefab sign data, and that's like data, I guess. And this here prefab sign data structure. Good. Okay, and now there is like print data dot background dot r, which should provide some value. Okay. And now if we say data dot background equals 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, then we get this here. Instance is invalid. But if we say this here, it should work. Okay. I'll do it in C++. I like the pain. And you can't do shit about that. Well, I just want to help you. I made the mistake and wrote the REST API in C++. I never will do it again. But yeah. Okay, so the issue to solve that. So following why the issue is there. So first of all, we try to pretend that we want to read any kind of fin network value. Though the sign didn't update because because you have to set the prefab sign data, like which I do not do. So like data, like sign set prefab sign data. Still doesn't update. Maybe it's some different colors. I don't know. Could be some color channels. Yeah, it didn't work for me either. Why are there holes in my graphics card? What's that? Let me actually print data dot background R. Okay, it doesn't update that value. And why should it work for me either? And why should I work on that when I have no motivations, and that probably doing even worse shit than when I'm motivated? Ah, hold on, I have an idea. By the way, Drachwex. Yeah, true, also true. And Grey Diamond, because you probably have to do this here first. And say bgr equals 1, and then you say data dot background bg. And then you have a 1 there. And then it's red, as you can see. It's not... Do I really have to remake the whole structure system? But I don't know how to do that, honestly. I just simply do not know how to do that. It's so annoying. Oh, that's weird. No, it's not. It's not. Great, I mean, you have to view it that way right now. Every time you do this dot thing on a data structure you get from somewhere, it calls a given function. So what you get is not a table, instead you have a structure that holds some information very weirdly, and then there you have their function and stuff. And if you then like access data.background, it doesn't return you a structure that like a table that holds that information, but a other structure that got freshly created. So that means if you then say data.background.r, you're accessing a new color structure, but not the color structure inside of the data, because that's just simply how these structures currently work. And I probably have to change that. Because I can see how garbagey it is. And it always was garbagey. I have to admit. It was always garbage, and currently I don't fully know. I don't really have a good idea on how to make it not garbage anymore. Especially since we're talking about weird structures. So what I definitely cannot do, no matter what, because that would break a lot of different things, and I'm very sorry about that. Actually, I think I could make it very... Oh god. No, wait, hold on. Kentrox, Printelwelt, hello, and welcome to the stream. I actually maybe have an idea on how to make it not shitty, but I don't want to implement that. No. So, Grey Diamond, there are multiple things I have to think about here to make it non-fuckery. So one idea that would solve would solve quite some weirdness when accessing structures within structures, which is in this case very often the case. I already have an idea how to solve it. I just simply say I don't return a structure-like thing. Instead, I just simply return a table that is filled with the different data. But there's also a problem with that. Though I think I can, by doing some API considerations, maybe some changes to the API, make it still work. And that is, what if a structure holds more information and logic than just those values? Like if it's not just a data structure, instead it's actually a functional structure that does some crazy shit in behind. That's not the case for prefabs, I think, same as for colors, but there are structures that do weird shit. Like futures. Futures do weird shit. I can't do that for futures. I would have to create two different kinds of structures. Well, to be honest, I'm happy because my code works now. Okay. I have to think about how to handle this. Data dot background. Data is a structure, background is a structure. How I can handle this here properly. Because so troublesome. So like, Grey Diamond, you have to understand my issue here. Like, the problem is that Lua doesn't differentiate between this here and this here. Because like in C++ or whatever other language, this here would always then technically be a this always is then a reference to the variable inside of data. But like, considering that I have futures and stuff, there are structures with logic behind, it's really hard to then like say, okay, I just make the whole thing out of tables. Because that's not true. I have some stuff I have to manage behind there. TS Vex, greetings, welcome to the stream. Because there is hidden data I have to manage, which I cannot expose. It's really hard. TS Vex, thank you much for following. Welcome to the Coders Club. Handling structures is very annoying. So like this data.background you always have to do, because I cannot think of a better way to handle that. But actually, no, I don't think you have to do that. I mean, that's not, but like if you say that's a different structure, okay, this struct, there is a different structure attribute within the background, then you have to do bg and then say bg equals and then say bg dot structure equals blah blah blah, and then you have to say data dot background equals bg again. There is no other way around right now I can think of, honestly. But I will try to fix that. You can then say that you can then say data.background structure, so that have them do that, and then say actually bg.struct equals, and then you have here your table, because it actually works for functions. Hannah's little corners growing. I don't know. Drachway X. All of them leave after a week or whatever, and then I'm all left alone again, and I only have you left, Drachway X. Okay. So, yeah. Because like this approach here, which I said, Drachwa X, that actually works if you have a structure as function parameter, but apparently not in properties yet. Gonna figure out how to do that. But before we're gonna do that, I'm gonna have to check how to fix those lights, the light control panel there. So we need one light, we need two lights, we need control panel. And then I'm gonna say turn that on, turn that off, and the lights are off. Okay. So we got a control panel there now. First, very important thing. Connect that up pretty quickly. Ka-ching! There we go. Weird things are happening. And Penna, before I actually gonna code on my main PC again, you need an ID installed. Let's go Sea Lion. What is that bright light? Holes in my graphics card. Penna all by his lonesome coding in some obscure corner of the internet. Yeah, that pretty much describes this stream. Look at all the majesty on the computer. It's a holy computer. It's a holy computer. Get a new one because chip shorted. Oh. You can't get a new one. Nah, I don't know. I think it's graphics driver thingy Jake or whatever. Probably have to restart the game, I don't know. Let me actually try to change that. Yeah, it's Vulkan experimental, which is for whatever reason. It gets brighter with a higher resolution. Okay. Well, I don't have a valid key for it, so I can't forget that, Panna. Or you just simply subscribe to it. But don't use Visual Studio Code. Please use normal Visual Studio instead then. But don't use Visual Studio Code! Please! I entered the stream with Panna ranting, 10 out of 10. Hey, previously I was discussing quite a bit about programming paradigms and programming languages. Lugalu, you missed out. You don't realize it, but you missed out. Why not VS Code? Because VS Code is garbage. In my opinion. It once was a good editor, but now it's just a bad IDE. And yes, that's entertainment at its finest. So you want to see me struggle here. So... okay, whatever. I can imagine the heated argument going. I just use code. Tweeted Golang. Ha! Kabirius 2022 2022. Wait. 2022? Sounds not so nice. Okay, well, anyway. Well, welcome to the stream, and... Why? Just why? There has to be a better IDE. Like, is there Go for... is there like a Eclipse version that can do Go? Or something? But please. I hate VS Code. I actually used it a lot. But nowadays I hate it. Because it once was a great editor, but now it's a garbage IDE. Yep. Panas Astraeus are the best entertainment. Oh, frick you. No. And I still remember confusing the shit out of you one time. Yeah, please stop it. God, that was weird. I still don't know what that was. I use VS Code for Node.js. Well, okay, I mean, that's a good match. Both are really shitty, so every Node.js developer deserves to use a shitty IDE like VS Code. Wow. That's a statement. That's a statement right there. Also like Node.js with Electron. Drachba X? Did you hear something? I didn't hear something. I haven't read anything. I felt something, but okay, didn't. Anyways, you want to fix lights. True, I have to test lights first, okay? First recreate the issue and then fix the lights. I can't do both. I can't do the one without the other. So I can RGB the shit out of my factory. Unless I actually have two editors, one default editor and then Atom. I meant light switch raves. No, you read Node.js. I read what? I didn't hear you right, Drachweix. I didn't understand you quite. Okay, so we want the panel. Okay, that's too many IDs. Not IDEs, but IDs. Panel is light enabled. Boop. So lights are turned off. And lights are turned on. By the way, you can already RGB the shit out of your factory if you talk to each lamp individually. So there is that. Would you mind making Satisfactory bigger? What do you mean with that? Actually, yeah, because it's already framey. I hope that if I restart without Vulkan, it's better. I don't know. Koth, FicsIt-Networks, Node.js, CPU. Koth. Wait, no, what did you say, Drachwex? I again didn't understand you. Are you in like I think your connection is not good. So can you me? Do you understand? I don't know if Drachwex understood me. Whatever, because I cannot hear him. I cannot understand clearly there. Didn't work for me either, funnily. Yeah, okay. Kotlin CPU maybe. Lol. Who said Python? What did you mean, Lugaloo? I haven't worked with Kotlin much. The only thing I know it runs with JVM, right? C# CPU. What did you say, Drachox? I didn't understand you again. Something is really not good for your with your connection and JavaScript. What did you say, Lugalu? I didn't understand you either. So the connections for few people is just not great today. I don't understand either of them. Ah, okay. PHP CPU. Let's do that! Yes! That's a great idea! Java CPU. What did you just say, Drachwa-X? I didn't understand you again. Fuck no. Perl CPU? Cannot judge. I don't know how Perl works. I don't know how its backend works. I don't know its frontend. I cannot say about Perl. I cannot say much about Delphi, and I can say no bash. Brainfuck? When? Never, because I don't program brainfuck. I don't want to. Fish CPU, when? What was fish again? Isn't not that kind of like the next iteration of bash? So wait. Wasn't there, so okay, we're gonna have to check out the lights now. Hold on a second. Light control. Light control panel. And then there is like intensity, and then there is like color slot. Can we change the color slot to like 2? We do have. Oh, okay, hold on. Does it? I think it worked. I think it worked. Boop boop boop. Boop. Yes, it worked. Okay. Okay. So it seems like that is at least fixed now. Assembly CPU when? I mean, since assembly is so versatile, like just saying assembly CPU doesn't mean much. That's actually a maybe if someone wants to do it. It's rather easy to implement even, so like create your own instruction set and you're good to go if you want to. Easy, you can write easily an interpreter for it, so you can do that if you want to. Need to search up the worst programming languages now since I ran out of ideas. White space. Let's go white space. Hannah, when is the last time you actually got to just play Satisfactory instead of work? I think last year, Sylvester. Sorry guys. Last year isn't very descriptive at this state. Well, lightly directly works for some reason. I mean, it's not some reason, it's just that light control panels didn't propagate the information to the different lights because the implementation of CSS seems not great. But whatever. Like, was it me being stupid or did you do anything about lights? I didn't do actually anything about lights. They like controlling lights directly should have worked all the time. I have tested that, and I have tested even the control panels, and I was aware that they didn't work. But I wanted to get the update 5 release out because there was no other way to play FicsIt-Networks. So I shipped the update 5 distribution with the knowledge that the control panels were bugged. So yeah. I didn't really expect maybe an assembly, because but assembly is just so easy. Like you can make an assembly language for Lua VM bytecode if you want to. There is not. It's just like you probably don't want to code with it, but it certainly it would make like implementation-wise actually kind of sense, and it, even for in the game aspects. So that's why assembly is a maybe. But last season very descriptive. I said like last Sylvester, like not the Sylvester we just had, but the Sylvester before that. Okay, I wasn't able to control them directly. Now it works. Weird. Visual Basic for applications. Get out. Get out, Rachwa X. Now you called it. You want to get banned, right? No. Why me and Rachwa X have the same color? Why I need to be like this moron? Can't you change it yourself? Because we are the morons. Hey, I resemble that remark. VBA is what I was thinking with when I was a noob cake. Understandable. Have a nice day. The fuck? The fuck is going on here? Okay, anyway. Let me stop that shitty tractor noise. What I wanted to do was get Gitterhead up and running. And in the meantime, we go over to the Lewis tracts. Because we got like this find member. Nothing is going on. Gotcha. Okay, so we got now FicsIt-Networks, and the plan is we go over here and then we say we're gonna commit. We got our buildables here. What was the number? 192. So fixes 192 and commit. Someone explain to me why the hell AMD and Nvidia decided to launch more GPUs if no one can get a grasp of the current ones. Frick. Because they are idiots, why us? Huh. Competitiveness, guys, it's as simple as that. I wonder if it has something to do with this scalping going on because the added ones won't be in a higher demand. It's just being competitive, you know. Okay, so we got a okay, as said, our issue in regards of the structures, like there are quite some issues in regards of usability, especially if a structure has a structure property, or like generally, structures as properties are problems. That's just the case. That is the same for that's the same for how is it called? For classes, for instances, as well as for other structures. They are always an issue. So annoying. It's just competitive spanner. That's a good one. Well, I only think I would worsen things because the production line now is a split between the old and new ones. First on the market, maybe? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, it's just like now, since the new generation is out, now people want to buy. Many people want to buy the new generation instead of the old one. So don't think like this thing doesn't really have anything to do with the shipment problems of silicon. I'm very sorry, but I very highly doubt that this has anything to do with the other thing. The sculpting panel, a lot of people got to buy 1000 series again. I still don't think so. That's that a big of an issue. Anyway, I'm not that deep into that matter, and I also don't really want to. So, if programmers would do their job right and don't waste so much performance on using Node.js or whatever, and use it instead for something else that makes it that doesn't use that much performance, so you can have more performant programs, then you don't need better hardware. All my signs, RGB doesn't make them more readable. Yes. Like, Unreal Engine 5 is a perfect example for that. How software can change that. Like, it was constantly like, you need more hardware, you need better hardware to have more beautiful things, to have a better performance, blah 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 blah, with RTX hardware and whatever. But that like was not the case. It just needed some different software to create such beautiful graphics. So, like, I mean, seriously, now that I think about it, Unreal Engine 5 is a perfect example of how considering how you actually write software matters. And many new, especially new developers, don't realize that. Whatever. I know people are idiots, forget that. Okay. So back to our issue here. So what we're gonna say here right now is when you set a property, we first try to get the value we have and then get it as any kind of allowed FicsIt-Networks value type, as value, and then we set it. But the problem is we cannot like convert a Lua table into a fin network value without any help, because that means we would need to try out all the different structures, and maybe it's ambiguous and there are multiple structures that would work on the same thing. So what we're gonna have to try to do instead is we're gonna have to use our property value here to figure out to then give our Lua to network value like already a data type we expect, and the Lua to network value function then tries to get convert the Lua value we get into that data type we actually want. Okay, and with that we can allow these special structures to be used for setting. So how can we do that? For that we have to have a look at fin functions. Fin functions here go through and then get a property, Lua to, like they say then, Lua to property, they get a property, they get a params loader, and they get out a new param, which they then use in the input over there. that they have like provided a hint with this property there. And that's what we also have to try to do in the end. We have to say, use the lure to property instead. Instead of the lure to network value. Okay, so that is what I'm gonna do now. We say lure to property, and it wants what it wants is a lure state, now a property, and finally an index, like where the data is located, which is in our case in the stack index 3. And the property we want to get is property. Bada bim, bada boom, bada bam, and here we go. And hopefully that's already and that fixes the issue. Let's see by debugging it. What's that issue? Ah. Okay, so we have figured that out. Let's control panels do not apply settings until they are opened by a player. Multiplayer issue client double network wall poll. That's already fixed. I already committed that. Add a commit for that. That's also fixed. That's now also fixed. That's not fixed, but that's very old. And not really that necessary. Indicator poll also issue there, but maybe it will never be fixed essentially, because it maybe gets replaced with something different. And we got a crash report, and that's the insert that causes a crash sometimes. But I was not able to replicate it. That it was the sort function that I was already aware, but like I don't understand, but I cannot replicate the sort to happen essentially. Like I tried with different train cargo inventories or fuel inventories or whatever, but I was not able to sort it. I was not able to replicate it. And sadly there is no is sortable or whatever, which would be helpful. Like there is this sort inventory here. Try to sort an inventory with defined slots will cause problems. What do you mean with defined slots? I think I should just simply use this here. Maybe? I don't know. There is a mod that allows you to choose an item that can go into an inventory slot. There is a warning in that mod that it will disable sorting because it causes problems. I wonder if the FicsIt-Networks mod tried to sort an inventory with that on. Huh. I'm gonna add a check for can be rearranged and locked. Because I can't find any other function that allows us to check that, honestly. Maybe that already solves the issue. Maybe it does not. I guess we will never know. The inventory filters mod. Warning has pages, has warnings for sortings. Okay. Oh, we're finding that guy. Oh, hell. I'm gonna directly save. It was so annoying. Okay, so let's check the... So lights are fixed. Now let's try out the like these prefab shit here. And we store the data, so that should be fine. And then we say, no, right. If we now, no wait, no, that makes sure could work. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, works. Great. So we're back in business. Well, look at that. So that directly worked. Cool. So what's left is... Also, we don't have our issues anymore, so it was indeed Vulcan that caused the troubles. And like what I saw that like in the there was a comment on that the inventories are locked if they're getting dismantled. So maybe if I say local inv container get inventories, then I say like give me an inventory, and then I say and then I do while true do event dot pull 0 and say inv sort. Doop. Cake. So now I'm sorting over and over and over again. Why do you have to specify the when getting an inventory? Because actor, like an object, may have multiple inventories. Then you that's why you get out of get inventories a list of inventories. And to access the first inventory, you have then use 1, since it's Lua. And there we start with indexing with 1. So, okay, so we got that now. If I do here weird things, maybe that causes us to struggle. I doubt that that's the case. So now let me try to dismantle it. Apparently, that seems not to be the issue. No. Instant is invalid makes sense because, well, it got dismantled, but it didn't crash the game. And I think I shouldn't have changed anything in that regard. Like, I don't have any kind of protection function there. I cannot replicate that. Is locked? I think it was. Yep, and then can be rearranged. Nothing there, hold on. So if it is not locked and it can be rearranged, then you're gonna do the sort. I just gonna commit that as a fix for it, and if it's still not a fix, then reopen it. That's a separate. Fixes struct properties. Fixes properties of structs being set directly with a non-fin type. Weird names, but things that work. And here we go with fixes hashtag. What issue is it? 188. And commit. So next up, so that was the inventory sort crash. So that means we actually only have left feature requests, this issue here, this issue here, and this issue here. Though I cannot replicate that, really. Or I don't even understand. Maybe it's already fixed, I don't know. I'm gonna close it, I guess, later for inactivity. Do the first issues, lol. Which issues do you mean? Like I said, all of the other issues are already fixed. So here we have a feature request, here we have a feature request. That is fixed, that is fixed, that is fixed, that is fixed. That is sort of fixed. That's some decisions of dev team from us. That is fixed. And that is not fixed. So we would have this issue here and this issue here. But this here is so minor, and that here is also not really a big issue. I think I'm still gonna check it out, but I don't want to invest time for this stupid issue here. Because like it just once prints there's a null event, like a timeout, and like most of the, like usually the event, the timeout events don't really bother. They handle that, so like it's not really an issue. But yeah, whatever. Okay, back to topic. We got sword. Duh. No, we don't have sword. Not duh. Gonna close that. Don't need that. Here's a minor item. I noticed that power wall outlets can be attached to beams, but the FicsIt-Network plugs cannot. Yeah. I don't know if I have changed that even already. I don't quite know. But yeah. That's something so minor, like for a long time I didn't bother to make wall plugs even. So we will see. Bye, Luke. Yeah, gonna do in a second. In a second. Things. Huh? Gonna wait till it's compiled. Are you taking requests for a bit of show and tell? What is show and tell? I'm not deep into that matter, so you have to first explain what show and tell is. Is it a weird streamer trend or what? Can I request an example of something and then you have your demo how to do such a thing? You mean with FicsIt-Networks or? I mean, that's then just simply asking some stuff, so you can either just ask on the Discord or like then the well, okay, if that's the case, then it's the model like don't ask to ask.com. Visit the website don'tasktoask.com. Then you will understand. Because like that's then just asking a question. Sometimes people don't like people asking such things on streams and things. I didn't want to intrude. Yeah, it's fine. Like, it's just like, if you ask it, then I would say, nah, we're not gonna do that. Like, especially since I'm a small streamer, I'm happy that you are active in chat, you know. So it's not that big of, it's not a big deal. Like, it then depends. It's then not a general rule. It's then just my mood, you know. Like, it can be that today I want to be very helpful and try to do, and will give such a session, and it also probably then depends on the different things to explain, because since maybe I can just redirect you to a resource that already covers something like that. Like last time, someone on the Discord asked actually a rather annoying question, you would say. Like, is there a way to make this piece of code easier? The question was essentially. And like, usually I'm not in the mood to then go on excurse on explaining a lot of different things and how to approach this, how you can mentally figure that out yourself and whatever. Or guide the people to directions onto how to solve those. But like, I was in a very good mood and wrote a couple of giant Discord messages explaining how you can approach this program in a very different way to make it a lot easier to read and functional. I'm working on a couple computers networked and having one send a request to another to ask for an update on various stats in its factory. It's causing a feedback loop that causes both computers to trigger the event pool hundreds of times. Okay. I don't quite understand the issue then. By the way, so we are now in-game, so what I want to do here now is I just want to close and check if this already crashes the game. Seems like it doesn't, which is nice. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna boot up the game once more and try it out by going in-game and then going out of game. So like, it's really hard to get your thing. Like right now, it just sounds to me like your computer A sends requests to computer B realizes that, and then sends a package to computer A, and through that package, computer A realizes he has to send something to computer B, and there you go, you got an infinite loop. So then you would have to say like, computer A, you got your response, but don't send the same request again. Do something else instead. Yes, how do I do this thing? Exactly that. I mean, this sounds more of the issue that your program doesn't idle. Is it that? Your program doesn't idle, essentially. Like you are always doing something. This issue, well, I mean, pull, but it seems to ignore that once the loop starts. It's just like it's obvious that like if your other computer answers, like if computer B answers with a different network message, then computer A will get that as an event. But you have to, but then your computer A has to understand, okay, that was an answer now from computer B, and your program should simply do not send now a request again to computer B. Instead, you just say, okay, well, whatever, now go to the next event.pull. And then it will wait 10 seconds. And then it will time out. And if the timeout is reached, you then probably want to send the request again. So... no. I just go into the game on my second monitor there. So, like, it sounds to me like you want, like you have like your you have a while true do loop there. Can I say that's freaking Lua somehow? Syntax Lua. There we go. So you got your while true do there, and you have then like a local sender blah blah blah, and you have your event.pull. You get your data, and you get well, that's 10 seconds, and then say, okay, if E is network message, then handle response, I don't know, and then you have like an end there, and here you have send request, and then you say like you have a local net for your network card, and then you say like net send blah blah blah. So that's like computer A, okay? Computer A. And then you have like your computer B. Local net equals what should do? Local ES blah 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 blah. Event.pull. I'm ignoring the open and whatnot right now. So E dot network message, then and then like handle the network message again. Message, and then at the end you're gonna send again. Blah blah blah. So the issue is, so like this means, okay, so you go through here. First of all, you don't have any event. Then after 10 seconds, you reach the timeout, and event will be E will be set to null, as well as all the other parameters. So the if will not trigger, but you reach the send request, and it will send the request. Computer B then gets the net, does the same. It goes into pull, but it waits indefinitely till it then gets from over here the network message. So it handles it, and it will respond with another with other network message, which your body here will receive, and you then handle the response, okay, at the like nearly at the same time as you got the message there. The problem is that you then directly after that immediately send a new request after you got the response from the other request. Because event.pull doesn't wait 10 seconds, it will time out after 10 seconds. So if if you get a signal before those 10 seconds, it will then return that signal. It's just that after at least 10 seconds it will return with null. But if it gets a signal before that, it will return immediately. So what you probably want to do instead is you want to go in here and put it into an else. And put the sends in here. Because that means that after you have received the response of computer B, you then will loop around again and go back into a pull, and you don't have any waiting signals anymore. So it will then again wait 10 seconds and it will time out. It will be set to nil. The first if condition is not fulfilled, it will jump into the else and it will send the next request. So I guess this is the issue you are having. It was a super helpful explanation. Thank you. No problem. So, okay, now with this here, what we're gonna do is... Okay, right, we are now in-game, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna exit to the main menu, and then from there exit out of the game. Not going exit directly, okay? I don't know, but it seemed to have worked. I don't have any issues. Sorry. We maybe get some more disruptions? Is that how you call it? Is that the correct word? Whatever. So I'm gonna try to boot up the game again. And this time I'm gonna try to exit to the desktop within the running game session. And then after that there is a third test if we still don't have the crash, and that is exiting to the main menu and opening up a new game. Okay. So let's go into the game. So after that we have fixed most of the issues. Like, we already fixed most of the issues. So it's very likely that I'm gonna try to merge the changes from rows into the dev branch and then deliver a new release. I just say that's very likely. Also notice that it could be related to having a currently running computer. Actually gonna try that out now before I do anything else. I'm gonna try to have a currently running computer and exit out of the game immediately. Also, or is it having... an issue when you close the game on the X instead of the internal issue. Oh wait, no, it's different issue? I don't get. Yeah, I'm confused right now. But I remember there was a crash when closing the game, I think. I think there once was. Once upon a time. In a country far, far away. Maybe. Maybe not. So, after I was able to release a new bug fix update for FicsIt-Networks and feature update, I guess, from Rose. I'm not quite sure if it was features or not. I'm gonna hopefully, let's just hope, fingers crossed, that I hopefully continue working on the bastards. EG FicsIt with a script. The bastards. FicsIt with a script. Right, I wanted to try out a running code. For I gleich German, yes. I equals 1001 do Hey, I saw something about FicsIt in one of your GitHub comments, something about flashing an EEPROM with it. Is that a new thing? I don't know why in a commit? Like, do you mean in a, like... did I comment something regarding... tired. Did I comment something regarding that on the FicsIt-Networks thing? I don't remember. But yeah, I have... there is a project, that's a separate repository though, where I have been working on FicsIt OS, which also has online installer, you could say. So like that's a script you can paste into your EEPROM. Then you have to have a drive or floppy installed, as well as an internet card, a GPU, and a screen or a screen driver. And if you then run the computer, it will then download the latest FicsIt OS I have made from the GitHub repository, installs it on that floppy or drive, and changes the contents of the EEPROM. And when you then boot up the game, the computer again, then you will boot into FicsIt OS, which is has some OS features inside, some libraries that make your life easier. You have like a small little shell with which you can then navigate around in the file system. You can create, remove, and edit new files. So I also have made then their editor program that runs in the FicsIt-Networks computer itself in Lua, that runs on the GPUs then essentially. So, and it utilizes there a full TTY terminal. So you have a full terminal emulator there, so that you can send escape sequences to control cursor and whatnot, which was very essential for the editor program as well as for the shell environment and stuff. There is also some basis for. There is also, I think there is one of my trials of a GUI library in there to be able to create more easily nice GUIs. But I haven't tried that out, and I don't know if it still works. I think it should, but I don't know. But it's not that performance, so it's not recommended to use it. Especially in regards of the input. The input handling is mainly the problem right now for that thing. And there is also some libraries in there for boot order. There's some stuff for boot order handling, as well as pulling scripts from Pastebin or from Gist, and there is also a small little package manager in there, which can interpret a custom file format and as installation script essentially, where you can then say, okay, from where you want to download some files, or from where you or directly have files inlined, so that you have more way to easily install kind of packages and stuff. But it's not done yet. There is also like a process manager, a thread manager, and yeah. And there is a easier file handle in there, so you can read and write the files more easily. And yeah, some features here and there. But it's not done yet. So especially like the terminal emulator doesn't support colors yet. So that's something I have to work on. Adding support for colors. Finish up the package manager. Create a package repository, because we don't have a repository. We have the manager, but not a repository. And also finish up the shell, because the shell cannot do pipes yet. So I at least want to have pipes in there. There are the bases of pipes in there already, but it's not finished. So I'm trying to work on the pipes there too, and if that's done, then I have a kind of an OS. But yeah, that's FicsIt OS. Maybe I can check it. Maybe I can try to get it running. Maybe. Probably have somewhere. right, I'm not signed in. Give me a second. Boop-a-doo, ba-ba-da-ba-doo. Doop-a-doop-doop-doop. Authenticator app. Get up. Ah. There we go. Trust project. So this here is the OS. Who? I have Emilua though. That's weird. I should have Emilua installed. Okay, weird. I can show you. It's experimental, okay? Just so you're aware. Ah, fuck, that's why it's not in there. Give me a second. ET's system d.lua. That's just a small little bug in the installation script I'm trying to fix here. So I want to commit some changes. Put some changes here. I don't want that though, but I do want that, and I do want that, and we got an undiscovered file, which was probably the test file there, which we do not want, but we want that. So system D missing base JSON file and commit. Ooh, there were changes in thread. Ah, yeah, that. And we're gonna push those. Push. In today's AI game, that means it's done and polished, right? Yes. Yes, that means it's polished. Okay, so like, so what do you need in a computer for the Lua for the FicsIt-OS, which runs in Lua? You need a GPU. You need a screen or a screen driver, so like you can also take a large screen connected to it, but then you can't type, so that's not gonna work because you get a console. You need an internet card. You need obviously a CPU. And you need some RAM. I think one RAM stick even is enough, but I'm not quite sure. And you need a floppy. Or a drive. And a drive holder. It doesn't matter really. And what you're then gonna do is you're gonna grab the code I have posted in the repository, in the Discord server, or you grab the code from here, drag and grab, and paste it in, and then you run. Sorry guys. And then it breaks. Yeah. Unable to request file. Main ETC system. But why? That's a bit weird. Because I mean, it should be there. You get etc systemd.json raw. Main etc system. I said .lua. I'm a stupid idiot. My goodness. That's why. Systemd is not a typo. That's short for system daemon. Daemon. Not demon, daemon. Which is actually the same. And it's actually a it's actually a Linux software, so I'm probably gonna rename it. Honestly, but I try to emulate it a little bit. So, yeah. Maybe System F or whatever for System FicsIt or so. Rename systemd.json. Commit. Push. We're gonna have to wait a bit till the GitHub servers refresh that. But like, as you can see, like this installation script never really changes because because the actual installation script, even that it gets from the internet card. So it only like give me the internet card and then try to get the installation script and then run the installation script. That's what all this code here does essentially. All the like the installation magic happens within the downloaded installation script. So with that, like this code, like if I say use that code to install the latest FicsIt OS, it always works. Because like that it would only really break if the API of FicsIt-Networks itself changes, or like the URL to my installation script here changes. Oh no! So we just simply have to wait till it updates the installation script there. There we go, systemd.json. Oh wow, thanks. So now it goes through, like close this window. That's actually not the case, you don't even have to do that anymore. But yeah. And now you can see it changed. The contents here changed, because now that's like the BIOS. This is like a BIOS for the system. And you have like here in your floppy, you then have now actually content. So if you run that now, it now has like run boot script, load some libraries, run more boot scripts, load more libraries. And if you go over to the screen, you can see you got a shell with which you can interact with. So you can, like, we have relative paths and stuff. You can navigate just like that. We have command completion and path completion. So, all right, we are already in bin. So hold on. If we go back, I can say ls bin and then say slash, and we got here tab completion. Can do different things. I did something I didn't expect that it will break. I ls'd a system.lua file. Oh, it didn't break. Okay. It was just some weirdness in the file system backend I wrote. So there's just something slow in my file system backend in that regard. I guess if I redo it again, it won't take that long anymore. Yeah. Whatever. But what you can do now is you can like I said, this here is a command is a working terminal emulator. So I can also, like, for example, cat system.lua for now. It prints all this stuff out, and this is like a terminal with where the programs use the standard input and output streams to interact with each other. And I can also scroll around. This is a virtual one, so I can scroll around here and continue to write some stuff. I have command history, and what I can do is I can go into like edit programs with a edit program that runs in the shell, just like Nano or Vim or whatever. So I can then say, like, edit the edit program. There you go, and we are off on editing the edit program. So you have your cursor here. You can write things as you want to. You can have a lot of fun doing here different things. And if you're done, Control X. No, escape? Escape it was. And then you can, like, here change the different things, and then you can say, like, save it, exit or quit. Quit out of the menu so you're back in here. Or you say exit and then you're back here. And yeah, and then you can do things. And like if you check out our library, we got here some libraries. We got here a buffer library, which is which is like a buffered stream reader or writer. Console, shell interpreter, like our commands here, our shell commands. Process library for creating and destroying processes. Threads, same for that. JSON library we grabbed from somewhere on the internet and redistributed here, which was on the MIT license. So we got a math library, very small thing, just some like clamping things that's not defaultly shipped with Lua. Package handler here, and yeah, and some utilities, a GUI library. I'm not quite sure if it still works properly or not. And like if you check out the different programs we have so far you can use, you will see CD won't be in there because that's a hard-coded command due to how simply OSs work. And here we got like different programs to like create new files, remove files, edit files, and we also have like our small little paste bin command here, and the paste bin command can do crazy things. Don't know, do we have a help here? No, I don't think so. But you can do crazy things. No, we don't have that. But yeah, you can do... oh wait, paste bin -h. Well, you can certainly do cool things with it, essentially. And yeah. That is OS. FicsIt-OS. You can see we got even here quite some issues. I think those issues were actually related to the issue we had above. Yeah, Charles, director iterator. Yeah, we wanted to like get the children from a file which is not allowed, and that causes this crash here. Which is actually a internal is a low-level issue from the C++ standard library that gets spit out here. Interesting. But yep. Welcome to the world of FicsIt-Networks, where you can do very crazy stuff. Okay, actually, hold on a second. Let's keep that running. And go to the main menu. Is there any hope of getting line numbers on the main window on the computer? Not really. It's rather hard to implement those. Someone also asked for... what was it? For being able to press tab. Yeah. That's also rather difficult for whatever reason, because Unreal Engine cannot render tabs properly. That would require a huge investigation, and I don't care, because like if you go to the step that you actually care about if you go to the point where you care about line numbers, or that you can use tabs over single spaces or anything like that, you probably already want also like auto-completion stuff, and I certainly cannot do auto-completion or will not do auto-completion. Just go with the IDE directly, which you can use easily within FicsIt-Networks. You just know how you can do that, which is not even tricky. But yeah, most people then just use like pros user ID, proper IDE, like IntelliJ or whatever. Okay, so now I have closed the one world. Now let's open up another session. Let's see what happens. And then we're gonna exit out of there. If there will be a crash or not, I don't know. We will see. That's what I want to say. No crash so far. Guess we do not get any crashes. Guess we do not get any crashes, which is cool. I was expected to get some crashes, but we don't. I'm happy. So right, so we can now actually do that stuff here. So this here is an enhancement essentially. Lights control buttons don't apply settings until they are opened by our player. We already got that, but we're still gonna add the bug label. Because, I mean, it is after all a bug. This is solved. This here is hopefully also solved. This is solved. This is kind of solved. This is solved. And this is not answering. Come on. And same for down here. Like inactivity. Gonna close that. Okay. Goodie! So, is there other stuff that has to be done? Doesn't look like it. Gonna tell Rose, yeah, I'm gonna push that now. Gonna tell Rose we're gonna do a merge soon. I think we're gonna publish a new bug fix release soon. Yeah. So let's do some other stupid things, and we're gonna check out the visual scripting branch, and we're gonna merge the development branch in there. The problem is this guy here. Like if I say edit, it will now probably start the editor, the Unreal editor, and it probably will fail in opening the stuff we want. Actually, apparently it doesn't. Can I discard everything? Hold on. Can we stop committing, please? So weird. Sorry. Why? I do not know. What happens if I close, if I just say, nope, I'm gonna yeet out of there. And open it up again. Ah, we're still in here. Bloody hell. Why is it annoying? Why does it have to be annoying? Gosh. Stash. Show stashes. Okay. So got some stuff theoretically. Whatever. So, FicsIt visual script. We are back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull. There we go. So now we're up to date. Good. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna try to merge. So I'm gonna go over there and then I say merge. Merge. Look at that. So the problem is this here. I want to like open that in an external merge. Okay, external merge. So that should open up the Unreal Editor. I have made a script once a while ago that does that. Opening up the Unreal Editor properly. There it is. Nope. Opens up the Factory Game View project with different file paths, the editor, the project, and the different file paths. And it then has like, here's some stuff, because errors editor command div C, and then it has here like one temp. Widget blueprint asset file cannot be merged. Ah, okay. Got it. Well, it directly tells us. Cool. Can we check this here out though? External merge. Nagi Chris, welcome to the stream, by the way. Hello? Ha! There it is. Well, look at that. Well, look at that. Source, base, target. I mean, okay, wait. I'm gonna accept, I mean, those are the same, holy shit, okay. Well, I'm gonna accept the target. Ah, frick! That's not really how I wanted it to do, though. Let's try it again. Wrong button. But at least you can see, like, my external merge here works. What the fuck is this? Why not use Git? What do you mean, Odd Mario? I'm using Git. I'm literally using Git. I don't get what you mean. Did you mean this here? The problem is with Git you cannot resolve binary merge conflict. So you're gonna have to use external tools for the given binary format. And this is the external tool for the binary format we try to resolve right now. Oh, it's the Unreal client. No. So like I'm using normal Git. This here's my Git client. I'm using Git ahead. It's just normal Git. It's just that like I have here a merge conflict. I thought it was another version system of. I don't know. No, it's the merge conflicting tool, which I do not quite understand. I mean, I have like here now, I want to, can I not decide property based? Like here I want to accept this, accept like the source. I want to accept the source here, please. Default inventory size. But then here we have like stuff I prefer from over there. What version are you using for your mod? I'm using the Unreal Engine version that is set to be used in the editor, which is the custom built one from us, the modding team. If the life could be just simply easy. Just if. But like, it seems I'm gonna accept the source. Default inventory. I'm gonna use the accept the source. This is a paid plugin. I paid money for a darker look. Priorities, after all. There you go. And we're in. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go in here, and by the way guys, we're gonna end the stream very soon anyway, so yeah, there's that. I'm gonna go to FicsIt-Networks, and I'm gonna go to our mod loader over there and gonna regenerate our project files. You don't need to play Satisfactory, though you still bought the game. So, what is this argument? Dark theme is worth every penny. True. Art Mario? You made a nice mod. Well, thanks. Is this related to any kind of discussion right now? But yeah, still, thanks. The models and textures are not made by me. I just made most of the programming, which is most of the work in a programming mod. Not I just got it on got in the stream. Ah, well, anyway, still thanks. Okay, so now this is done, so I think we can open up our project again. this project, obviously. Open up with what you find. Yeah. So, by the way, TSVEX, do you know FicsIt Visual Script, which is like the next major update that will happen to FicsIt-Networks? At least it's very likely that this will be the next major update to FicsIt-Networks. Do you know FicsIt Visual Script? That's what I'm trying to point out to you, is that you paid for something like a plugin to help with your coding. Cool. Huh? But I mean, you asked me why I would pay money for something I do not need. And like, because like in context, that means you, in your opinion, I don't need the plugin for a nice Unreal Engine style. So, but like I like the, but like the same. That's the same argument behind why would you buy a game? You don't need a game. What's the name of the plugin? Darker Nodes, it's called. It's just called Darker Nodes. You must be reading my words. Sorry about that. Okay. You do not, TSVEX. I will show you in a second because I have to check the things, if things have broken or not. Or maybe just simply doesn't work because I left it in a not working state. That's also possible. I hope not, but possible. But it will take some time since we're gonna have to compile it. So the FicsIt, so like FIV stands for FicsIt Visual Script, and FicsIt Visual Script is a custom-built visual programming language for FicsIt-Networks. So that people who don't like text-based programming can still use FicsIt-Networks and do some programming there. FicsIt OS is also approached for that, but that's more for the people who don't even want to give programming any try, who just want to install already scripts that are made by other people. So like that's like the main existence of the FicsIt OS. So like it's not really to make the developers' life more easy, as if I would do that. No, it's but in the end it does, because we need a more unified system to do different common things that are not covered by the low-end API I implemented. But like FicsIt OS is mainly intended, since we have Bash and stuff, like a shell and stuff, not Bash but a shell, because it makes it easier for people to use other people's scripts, essentially. Because you can just easily install those with the package manager and repository and stuff, and interact with the computer more easily, and that solves many that makes life for people more easy. Be happy you got your mods working. I'm still getting the same error and I can't figure out why. Like you also spend money of plugins and on the marketplace. As I was trying to say, that it was nice that you bought something to help you. I think that's all what, yeah, I think, well, yeah. I don't know what to say now. Oh, on Discord, bugs and suggestions. You could get the current background color and save it as a template. Then with the template change, let's interval the RGB values and give it an argument to set the color. The color structure seems to be usually an object of sorts. Oh no, look, Pixel can't be of much help. Voltaire's Puppet, hey, welcome to the stream. Sorry, but we're gonna end the stream already in about 10 minutes or whatever. But yeah, still, welcome. So, no worries, just a flying visit. Oh, well, anyway, still, you're welcome. You're all the time welcome. Anyone who likes watching me suffer programming or whatever, you can leave a follow if you like to. On Twitch or a sub on YouTube. Just saying. So we're gonna wait till it's compiled and packaged and booted up, and then we're gonna check out what works and what doesn't in regards of FicsIt Visual Script. Because I mean, you've got quite some changes here. Like all the stuff that is related to FicsIt Visual Script is mostly in here. Which is quite a bit already. Especially all the different node types, holy shit. But like, if I remember last time, I would want to refactor how the pins are handled, because we need a special kind of pin nowadays. To have some array support. But I think before I'm gonna try to do the pins, I just simply gonna try to do the array support by itself and then go from there. Honestly. At least it's likely. Because right now array is its own data, viewed as its own data type, and then it doesn't matter which kind of array. If it's an integer array or a float array, doesn't matter right now. At least, I mean, for the graph, for the visuals of the graph and so on. We don't have any graph validation beside the visuals and the rendering, so yeah, all of the other stuff is then runtime checked. You get what I mean. So, okay, it seems like it was able to build it and it was able to package SML in FicsIt-Networks. But it doesn't boot up right now. Why does it not boot up? Huh? That's a bit weird. Come package SML and FicsIt-Networks again. And we will see. No tea left. I'm gonna drink some water then. Where does the Lua code run, client? So, a bit of both. Only on server. Only on server. Though there was the idea to have the GPUs work differently, and that they kind of get like a shader code, which is also a Lua script, so that you then submit to a GPU some Lua script, and that Lua script then runs on each client individually. But at least that's the that's like an idea for a new kind of GPU. But right now, all Lua code, because like code that runs on a CPU, is run on the host system, always. But at some point, we maybe have some programmable GPUs essentially, and the code that then runs on the GPUs will be then actually executed on each client individually. Explains computer beeps only working on host. Well, that doesn't really well, I mean, it doesn't really explain. It's just that then there is somewhere a bug so that the event doesn't get propagated down to the clients. Because, like, it should, but apparently it doesn't. New person on Panzer. Gonna check it out in a second. Compiler smell fear. I need more confidence. Team. You need more confidence. I don't have a compiler for FicsIt script though. Why did you not start? Oh, cook failed. Okay, that's why. We're probably gonna have to go into the development editor first and compile that, and then go into runtime. What is exception? What is the exception trace? Of what? Explains from YouTube. It says, hey, you posted some comments on some things that were super helpful for FicsIt-Networks. I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. GPU ID sounds nice. The inventory not updating bug. Build just failed. Yeah, it's due to issues I don't want to spend time on explaining. Like, it's fine that it's not build that failed, it was cooking that failed. Or packaging. So EG assets handling, packaging assets. That failed. Not building. Like C++ building, that didn't fail, but packaging of the assets, that failed. But it failed probably because the code base that runs on, which is the editor code, that was not compiled with the FicsIt script. It didn't know about things, and that's probably why it failed. That I'm asking, what is exception trace? So okay, so like you want to know what an exception trace is. So an exception trace is just simply a way of logging all the different functions that got called after each other, or procedure steps that happened after each other, similar to a log, but like propagated through a tree of statements essentially, to allow you to figure out where the issue got triggered. This right now exception trace that failed this build. As said, it's not the build that failed, it's the packaging that failed, and it's not really an exception trace. It's probably many exception traces, it's just that it didn't find some stuff because I built the wrong version. There are two different versions of the plugin essentially, the development editor version and the factory game shipping version. Because in the development editor, it's like less optimized. There are debugging debugging metadata in there, which you don't want in the shipping build. And when you package the assets, it uses the development build and not the shipping build. But I only have updated because like we changed the branch in Git, we changed the branch to FicsIt Visual Script, so there were a lot of new classes and stuff, and we have then to build the binaries for that. And I just built the shipping build with those new classes, and I forgot to build the editor version. And then, as I said, okay, package now. It tried to package it where we have assets that rely on that new classes, because the assets got already over, or from Git change there, and they want now to address some stuff in the development build that's not in there because I forgot to build the development build, and we are currently building the development build. So it's not really, it's just let it build. Just let it build right now. Maybe we can now package it. So I'm reminding of the XKCD compiling comic. Get back to work! It's compiling, sword fighting. Yay! Seems to have worked. I always don't remember that author's name. Monroe something. No, I mean this XKCD thing. Isn't that the author's nick or whatever? I simply always don't remember this XKCD thing. Ah, fuck. And I have to change them back to shipping so that I can then run the debug, because then it actually runs the shipping and not the freaking editor. So we're just simply gonna check out if FicsIt Visual Script actually works, or if stuff works. And then we're gonna end the stream, guys. It's late. And yeah, we're gonna end the stream then. Just saying. Stage command complete. Build succeeded. There we go. It's around. It's now packaging FicsIt cam. Oh god. I can actually deactivate that. Holy shit. Technically, we don't need to package SML anymore either. Just takes unnecessary time. So, let's see. So for that we just simply need a 5th CPU, and then we need a 5th EEPROM. Come on, EEPROM. Thanks. Plug it in. Code. So this is our TSVEX. So this is FicsIt Visual Script. So you have your grid, which you can move around. I'm gonna switch over to desktop so maybe you can see it a bit better then. You have a grid, you can move around, and you can do a right click, and you get all the different things you can do. It will be later be filtered a little bit with the context sensitive thing over there, but right now that's all the different things you can do right now, and more, I think. And we're gonna take the on tick event. So now we have here an event tick, and you've got to run there. And what you can do then is you can say like you want to print, and you've got a print function there, and you can say, okay, I have a message test, and if you run that now, it prints tests all over the place. Great, but like it can do more than that. So you can. Like, I think there should be like there is a signal event. I'm gonna take the signal event, and I can like change this here to, what do we have here? Obvious change. No. There needs to be a change state, I think. And then I can change this here to different things, and there is here like a lamp, and this here is a signal. So I can use the, select the signal there, and then I say, okay, if this signal here, which is the 1S signal, so this guy here, if that 1S guy, if that one triggers the change state signal, this node here will be executed, and it can do things. I can then like print something, and I don't know, what do I get out of there? I don't know. Can I convert that to a string? I don't think so. Oh no, it's a bool. I can convert it to a string. Okay, well then I convert the boolean to a string, and then I print that. So let's see how that will go. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna turn that off here. Maybe it will work. I don't know. I don't remember quite. So we will see. Maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't. Everything is possible. It just has to happen that the signal over there has to change, the 1S signal, and then I hope it prints something into the console, which I'm not fully sure if that will ever happen. Doesn't seem like it, but change the signal. The signal, I can't change the signal. The signal changes itself. Yeah, okay. Well, then it doesn't. Well, then it doesn't work right now for whatever reason. We're gonna have to accept that then. But you can like do other things, like you can say proxy, and this proxy function then like wants address of something, and then can interact with it. So we can, for example, say give me the address of that controller guy over there. Gonna make something more complex. So we're gonna get the address. That's not what I wanted though. Control C. Oh, come on! Why doesn't it work right now? I don't know. Copy the freaking address. And now, head in here. And replace it. Thanks. It's a hooker, not one for visual scripting, but that's damn awesome. Well, I'm still working on it. And use every tick to change it to show how it works. Yeah, I mean, I cannot change the signal. Anyway, so like what I can do is I can get that, and then I can say like cast that to light control, buildable floodlight, lights control panel. There you go. And then I have a lights control panel there, and I can do things with it. You can see it's a bit less, so it's actually context sensitive, and it's data type based sensitive. Okay, a bit, but not fully. Anyway, you got like this stuff here, and set a slide enabled. Can I get the data? Build vehicle, train, light. Do we have the property to get the railroad signal? No. Network router. I need the control panel, but I can't find it. Like, because it's not a light source, I need the light control thingamajig. Lights control panel. But I cannot find it. Sadly enough. Can I see where this is going in the unfinished state? The potential of this is really impressive. I mean, I'm trying to get something that could be interesting. Let's try the sign then. Maybe the sign works. So we're gonna cast that to sign. Sign base, I think. Damn it. What kinds of signs do we have? We got a block signal. Sign prefab? Nope. Display sign? Maybe that? Yes! So we can get the prefab? Gonna go sleep now, so good night, Drachwags. Thank you very much for tuning in. See you next time. I don't know when the next time will be, but I hope soon. So we're gonna break the prefab sign data structure here. Like that. Get prefab sign data. And I get some sign out of there, huh? And then I... Wait, no. So what I'm gonna do is I set the prefab sign data. I can reroute things, but as you can see, it's not fully working. But like, you can do things. Let's recombine here. And like, I can make sign data. And then I can copy that over. And what I can do is I can now take the background, make a different color out of this, and to myself flipping through the reflection and then having to remember what it was working on. Yeah, that's also a bit solved here then in the later on. So that it then directly shows, like, this was now a sign, so that directly shows everything the widget sign can do, and the sign and all the bases, like the sign base and the buildings and stuff. So it then shows everything in the widget sign there. So yeah, I can change the color here now of the sign with this. And well, now it's green, as you can see. And I broke it. Don't know how though. I just pressed E. Whatever. Yeah, there is a Reddit video. I think it's also in the dev update channel on the FicsIt-Networks Discord server, where I show how I can use that to read a switch from a modular control panel and then change a text on a text display on the control panel. So yeah, that even like as I made that was like the first working example for FicsIt Visual Script that even got me on a community highlights stream of Coffee Stain Studios with the content creator highlight there. So thanks to CSS again. But anyway, guys, gonna end the stream now. So it was quite nice with you guys, and as usual, we have a question left to answer. The last question of every kind of most of the streams. Who we gonna raid? So, who we gonna raid? That's the question, guys. And wait, hold on. Who is it? VSB Meza. We haven't raided him for a while, so let's go over there, shall we? So, guys, then see ya, Voltaire's Puppet. Thank you thank you very much for tuning in. Leave a follow and like if you haven't. And TSVX also. Thank you for having you here, showing off the new stuff. I appreciate it. No worries. I mean, it was just the ending of the stream, and the rest of the stream we did some bug fixing and, well, compiling Visual Script, checking if it works again. But there's one small minor bug, but I don't think that's that big of a deal. But yeah, things. So, guys, then I would say everything that is left to say is I was Panagon from Code D from Mr. Bats, and I say bye-bye until next time. And as always, keep coding!